Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. So a few days back, I did a video where the Jamaicans run to after the Morant Bay Rebellion. Out of all of that sadness birthed joy. John Bogle met the love of his life. So did Leanna, and they got married. They bought a farm, they bought a home, and they built together. Leanna did have 2 children with the Irishman, so her children were mixed. Now I'm going to just do an overview of the book, and then next time I'm going to do 1 or 2 chapters, my favorite parts in the book. Hard for me to do it, but I am going to try and just pick up maybe 2 stories. I want you to be able to, purchase the book. I believe it's available as an audiobook as well as, of course, the regular books. Yeah, I think it has hard copy and soft copy. When I went to the library, I saw it and I started reading it, couldn't stop. I ordered my own copy from Amazon and I read it through again. Then I couldn't find it and I ordered it again. So often I would put it down and then I will go back, maybe once or twice a year. I would go back and read a few chapters in it. My favorite parts. So, according to Lorna, she said that her great-grandparents, this is on the paternal side, or there was 4 Harvey brothers that came to Jamaica, and that was in 1840. So 2 years after slavery was abolished. And they got off at the Lucy Harbor and they decided to, roam around, go up into the hills and try to find a nice spot where they could, settle. I'm sure there were people living in this location, but if you know the name of the place prior to it being called Harvey River, please put it in the notes. So they got to this place, there was a river, and that water sustains life. You're going to need to, live beside the water. There's fish that they can catch and eat, turtles, all of that. So they chose a spot that had water. And they renamed this district Harvey River. And of course, the river is also Harvey River. And they also named a bridge there Harvey Bridge. So they proceeded to just name the important places in the district with their surname, right? So that's how the place got the name Harvey River. And I really enjoyed this book. Please go out and get it. There's a lot of information in this book, and I thoroughly enjoy learning about Lorna Goodison's family. A few Harvey brothers came to Jamaica, and the 2 that settled in Harvey River in Hanover, William Harvey came to Harvey River. I'm sure it had another name, as I mentioned, about 1840. So this was about 2 years after the emancipation, full emancipation in Jamaica. So you have so many people coming in. So they were from England and they were related to Thomas Harvey, a Quaker who had come to Jamaica in 1837. It was John and William Harvey that stayed together. There was a few Harvey brothers and the others went to different parishes, but William and John stayed in Hanover and, of course, renamed the town or renamed the district to Harvey River. Just beautiful stories of how their grandparents met, things about her family. I started to read it. I did not stop until the very last page. That's how much I enjoyed the book. The main character is Doris Goodison. That's Lorna Goodison's mom. So the author is the mother. And of course, her family story. It is indeed one of my favorites. It's really worth your time to sit down and read this wonderful masterpiece. So the Globe and Mail gave it a review of the best book, and the New York Times said it's captivating. So Lorna Goodison also received finalists for the Charles Taylor Prize from Harvey River. So glad that she got all these wonderful stories going all the way back to the mid 1800s. Thinking it may be a rough and tumble life, but it all depends on your family situation. Doris grew up in a middle class environment, and her children also got a middle class environment shortly after coming to Kingston, because they lived in Harvey River. They moved to St. Elizabeth and then moved to Kingston. Kingston was maybe the roughest piece in the beginning, but then they moved up and went back to middle class again. Some of my favorite chapters I will be bringing, talking about little pieces here and there, because it's such a wonderful book. Of course, I want to share it. This book got a few reviews from major newspapers, Globe and Mail, New York Times, and the National Post. So I'll read the one from the National Post. It says, compelling. From Harvey River catches moments, moods, and flavors with imagery. Her story unfolds as life itself unfolds, nudged forward by impersonal events and personal choices, defined by pivotal scenes, but couched in the daily and the ordinary. In this way, Goodison honors and celebrates her family and her Jamaican roots without sentimentalizing them. This is no small accomplishment. Another person reviewed that Lorna Goodison's language pours forth like Miles Davis. They had a solid family unit. That's how important it is to have a solid family unit. So you can see the difference in their lives when mom and dad is present in the home and they're being provided for, they're being cared for. Not just anybody can come into the home and be a suitor. If you're in love and you want to get married, there is a protocol to follow. The girls cannot go off with the guy unless they are married, and of course the guy has to provide for her. They have to have a home to live in and all of that. Most of the ladies back then, they didn't go out to work, right? They stayed home and they had babies and they cared for those children. A beautiful story, and I am going to be doing a couple more chapters. My favorite pieces in the book, it's like an open book review. So a couple of the chapters I'm going to be picking out and doing maybe, a short, because I do have some favorite chapters in the book. So the book is not merely a recounting of family stories, but a celebration of the oral tradition that shapes Jamaican history. The tales passed down through generations come alive in Goodison's hands. Characters, humor, and deep emotion. Her writing style blends the personal with the poetic and the rhythms of Jamaican speech and culture. It's a voice that honors the language of her people while inviting a broader audience to appreciate its richness. Simply a beautifully written saga. Lorna Goodison's memoir is a must-read. And as I mentioned before, it's available on Amazon. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Take care of yourself and others. Bye for now. See you on the next video.